Hello, I'm Elton Robinson with your August 19th grain and oilseed update. Let's keep the citizens of Louisiana in our thoughts this week. Torrential rainfall swept through much of the state last week with widespread reports of flooding. Crops were also affected. Jimmy Flanagan, extension agent for St. Mary Parish, said many fields are flooded and some sugarcane has fallen or lodged. Some areas received as much as 20 inches of rain. Soybeans that have received a harvest aid application could start to deteriorate if this weather doesn't break. According to Vincent Deschitel, St. Landry Parish, deep flooding rains over the weekend have the entire agriculture industry sector wondering what the future holds for this year's crops. Many acres of maturing crops, some mature and ready to harvest, are underwater. In many areas, stored hay is completely submerged. The truth that will not really be known until any harvest begins. Good weather days are needed. Blair Abaird of Iberia Parish says historic rains have dropped over 20 inches on the parish during the last week. Sugarcane planting, soybean, and rice harvest have all stopped due to flooded fields. Yield loss to rice and soybeans could be major. Adjoining or nearby counties in Mississippi were also affected by excessive rain and high waters. Some areas of Franklin County received heavy afternoon showers, while limited flooding occurred in Hancock County, Mississippi. Let's move on to the condition of the U.S. crop. Nationally, 74% of the U.S. corn crop is in good to excellent condition compared to 69% last year. 72% of the U.S. soybean crop is in good to excellent condition compared to 63% a year ago. 67% of the peanut crop is in good to excellent condition compared to 74% last year, while 65% of the U.S. grain sorghum crop is in those categories compared to 68% last year. 65% of the U.S. rice crop is listed in good to excellent condition compared to 68% last year. And now for reports from exporters for the week ending August 11. Wheat exports of 718,000 metric tons, a marketing year high, were up 72% from the previous week and 52% from the prior 4-week average. The primary destinations were Brazil, Japan, Nigeria, Mexico, and Taiwan. Corn exports of 1.17 million metric tons were down 19% from the previous week and 10% from the prior 4-week average. Primary destinations were Japan, Mexico, Taiwan, Peru, and South Korea. Grain sorghum exports of nearly 80,000 metric tons were down 67% from the previous week and 40% from the prior 4-week average. The destinations were China, which took 56,000 metric tons, Japan, Mexico, and Indonesia. Rice exports of 70,000 metric tons were reported to Panama, Haiti, Mexico, South Korea, and Saudi Arabia. Soybean exports of 865,000 metric tons were down 14% from the previous week and 27% from the prior 4-week average. Biggest customers included China, the Netherlands, Germany, Malaysia, and Canada. Soybean meal exports of 136,000 metric tons were up 71% from the previous week, but down 23% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations included Mexico, Thailand, Peru, and Canada. Soybean oil exports of 6,000 metric tons were down 71% from the previous week and 77% from the prior 4-week average, with Canada and Mexico as the biggest takers. Beef exports of nearly 15,000 metric tons were up 3% from the previous week and 1% from the prior 4-week average, while pork exports of 18,000 metric tons were up 3% from the previous week but down 4% from the prior 4-week average. Well, that's it for this week's report. I'm Elton Robinson. We'll see you next time.